Good morning from Buffalo, New York. I'm Mike Shope, where here in Buffalo, the weather is not relevant. Who even knows? Our heroes are all in attendance today. Jacob Sanderson, Pat Corraine, Davis Maddock. Exciting news to share about Davis. There is lots of news, so let's get right into it. ADP chasing July 22nd, 2025.
ADP chasing is for when you watch ship chasing, you go, these guys are just football guys.
I have my 4% exposure blanket.
Stay poor.
Actually back in if it's Ashane.
Stare into our crystal ball. Close your eyes, All your entries are going to lose anyway.
Yeah, that's fair.
You're not going to tell me how this went. I was here.
It's anti-cabal. It's the best ball thought leaders. I'm obviously lying to some degree because, I have a lot of both of these guys.
It's the most disgusting pick you can make. But, man.
I thought we might need the time on the other side of the cold open today, so we'll just keep that short. I am out of the office, so to speak. Excited to be with you guys. Davis, congratulations on your family news. Very excited. Good for you.
Yeah, I ran out of people to use promo code Davis on Underdog, so I had to create one.
Oh no.
That was really I was looking at my numbers and I was like, God, we got to juice these up, man. So that's what we're
really playing the long game there, Davis.
That was the operational philosophy. Yeah.
Congrats.
Actually, I've been waiting to show these off. This is my new grift. I got 500 business cards printed up. I've been giving them to people on the golf course. That right there is a QR code that takes you directly to the Underdog application with my promo code linked in. So that's my new hustle.
When do you give the cards away on the golf course? At the first tee in the
No.
Sprinkle them around the bathroom? What are you doing with those cards?
You know this, Mike. You played a lot of golf. You get paired up with someone you don't know. You're chatting, and you do, what do you do? And my experience is, first off, no one ever believes that fantasy football YouTube is a job, which frankly it isn't. They're right to be skeptical of that. And I go, yes. And I go, do you play fantasy football? And normally they say yes. And I have like 3 or 4 of them on my wallet, and I go, here you go.
Nice.
Check it out.
I was playing golf last summer with Jared Smola, and we got paired up with a guy who basically, when we did that, we introduced ourselves to him. He told us for 4.5 hours how fantasy football works. And, I'm not offended, but Jared should be.
Yes. Yeah. Jared is in the weeds. Yeah. He should have been offended by that.
We just looked at each other all day. Like, this is continuing. This is really happening.
Yeah.
All right. Well, before we get into the lots of news that we have to talk about, camps are opening. Apparently we have, Pat, some team workouts to diagnose, some team workout photos.
Oh yeah, this is like kind of our corner now.
Have you guys seen the Godwin one?
No.
We have a slide.
That's actually what ADP chasing do is we just examine photos of shirtless men.
I will let me pull this Godwin.
Everyone's got their niche.
Because this one's pretty good. What are we analyzing here first?
Jacob, you just can't have fantasy football be your job online for nothing. I mean, there has to be some purpose, some higher purpose, like analyzing pictures such as this one.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go to the law office right about now. No, who is this? Is it the Giants?
I was going to say
I
don't even know who I
there's
care
too
about
many.
here.
There's too many guys here, and I can't identify all of them. I mean, I can see Hyatt.
I can see Greg Dulcich. I see Greg Dulcich.
Theo Johnson.
Well, you want to know the most. You want to know the most easily recognizable.
Wandale.
Wandale.
Oh my God! Yeah.
You could pick out Wandale pretty easily. I believe. So one of these guys, one of the tall guys, is Lil Jordan Humphrey.
I don't see any of the quarterbacks.
Hyatt's the guy with
Jameis.
tattoos on his chest, right?
Hyatt's at the foreground.
Isn't Russell Wilson right in the middle?
Hyatt's third from the right. Yeah, Russ is right between Wandale and some other short person.
Russ is
is Russ.
That's Singletary. That's Russ between Wandale and Motor.
We've
got Jackson Dart
shoulder pads on.
Toward the left.
Yeah,
Jackson Dart toward the left.
Jeez.
Jacob, you want to break this down for the audio listeners?
This is bullish for your Devin Singletary take.
I got to take
it. Right there beside Rush.
Jameis and Dulcich are in the back. Those two are just hanging out. Like they're like, yeah, we're probably not even on this team. So if you're near that duo, That's bearish. So I don't know who this white guy is next to them, but he's not making it.
Well, are we gonna just ignore that Wandale is literally the one right next to Russ? Are we just gonna walk right by that?
Well, who's Russ have his arm around? That Russ literally.
That's Singletary, but I don't.
That is
Motor.
Okay.
I don't know who that is to our left of Wandale. I don't recognize that guy. That could be. That could be Lil Jordan Humphrey.
I don't really know what Tracy looks like.
I don't really know what Tracy looks like either.
I don't think being next to Russ is bullish. It's maybe neutral.
Now is bullish. that Slayton in the "Isn't God the Greatest" T-shirt?
Yes, that's Slayton.
I believe that is Slayton. Who is the super tall guy?
That's Theo Johnson, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought Theo Johnson was the far left. Okay, let me.
No, that's Chris Manhertz.
That's Chris Manhertz. Okay, the Hoss is in fact Theo Johnson. I was already pretty in on Theo. A little bit.
I need a new job that I know exactly what Chris Manhertz looks like. That's like,
man.
I gotta go like reevaluate.
Canisius College, Canadian Jacob, I believe. Chris Manhertz is his name. I think bottom line here, we are looking at another 170 target for 428 yard Wandale Robinson season.
On DraftKings, that gets it done. Honest to God, you can absolutely comfortably take him on DraftKings.
Is it weird?
I don't know how Canada works, but in America, if you knew who Chris Manhertz was, the bar would start reevaluating whether or not you could practice law.
You'd be investigated.
Yeah. I'm getting a letter from the Law Society. Sir, you can recognize Chris Manhertz in 0.1 seconds.
I think that is Tracy next to Wandale. I believe that is Tyrone Tracy.
I'll believe it.
I'm trying. Yeah.
I believe you.
It's kind of blurry. I'm quite certain. In most of Tracy's photos, he has the braids and his hair's not braided right now, but that doesn't really mean anything. I'm pretty sure it could be Tracy all the way on the far right. It looks a little tall though. No,
not pictured.
What did you have on Dart?
Scattaboo. Scattaboo's not here.
Yeah, I don't see Dart and I don't see Scat.
Dart is there behind Manhertz, I believe. Is his hair too short?
That's closer to the middle.
It's just a white guy. That's not Dart.
That's just a white guy.
If that was Dart, he would have a headband. He would have the
You're right. He'd have the Anakin Skywalker eye black.
Okay.
All right, so we have confirmed that Russell Wilson's arm is around Tyrone Tracy. We also have confirmed Cam Scattaboo not in attendance.
Not there. Now, is he with Jackson Dart? Because that's very bullish.
I mean, I think right now, basically, I floated this theory, I believe, in the Ship Chasing Discord yesterday. What Scattaboo... No, it was in mine. Scattaboo is trying to become running back Tommy DeVito, where the fans and the city just love him, but he has no redeemable qualities on the field. I guess DeVito was like, I don't know, he had some moxie.
No, DeVito has no redeemable qualities.
But that is what Scattaboo is doing. Scattaboo is trying to just kind of embrace, which is funny because the Giants play in New Jersey, but he's basically trying to be like your cousin from Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Which is just very funny. And might work.
Yeah. And he does have redeemable quality, so it could be fun.
I know, you're such a
I think both these guys are good value. Like I didn't like Scattaboo very much in the rookie process, because I thought he was kind of bad, and I was
because you don't watch the games, bro. You got to watch the games.
I promise you, I watch more all 22 running back films.
You just said he has no redeemable quality.
I am so sure that I watch more running back all 22 than you do.
I'm positive. I'm positive that's true. I'm absolutely positive that's true. But just the Cam Scattaboo's performance against Texas in the college football playoff was like truly like a you remember where you were moment.
Yeah, it was
like
awesome.
it was like really unbelievable stuff.
I do love your ability to just like sometimes you morph where you just agree with everybody and your opinion changes, but this time you were so intent on being disagreeable that your opinion changes.
It really
like, just gonna disagree with
you love Scattaboo so much.
Look at you, Scattaboo.
You're such a hater.
Jacob's
really
never watched a game in his life.
What side of the bed did I wake up on that day? Do I feel like
I like it?
You really know? I don't even know. I don't know what I'm
on the content
say.
Creator side.
As I start talking, I don't even know what's coming out of my mouth.
Enough of those golfers. Those suckers took his cards, so he felt good that day.
True.
Jacob will break down these pictures for the audio listeners, I'm sure, in time. This is the Jets. Justin Fields looks a little lonely to me.
Yeah, Justin Fields. Picture a bench on a track. Justin Fields is sitting alone on the left. There's a bottle. It might be like body armor, but some sort of drink is between him and a question mark. We don't know.
I believe that's an essential water. That's a plastic essential water bottle.
I think I want to say that guy next to him is Stone Smart, but don't.
I would believe that.
Stone Smart is just very tall. That's not. I got to figure out who this is.
I do like the Yonex vintage tennis T-shirt there that he's wearing.
Corley. Yeah, he's got a Yonex T-shirt on, so that's interesting. Reminds me of Colin Montgomery. And then we've got Tyler Johnson, Josh Reynolds, and Zach Kuntz.
It's
they're not setting their best people.
Gap question mark, tiny gap. Tyler Johnson, Josh Reynolds, and it's like Tyler Johnson is like looking at like Josh Reynolds' phone or something. They seem to be hanging out. And then gap, Zach Kuntz. Now, this picture to me is. Let's wait until Garrett gets here, guys. We're not going to be doing anything anyway.
This is very sad. This is all very sad
with any of you. This is very bullish for Garrett Wilson. He could care less.
I cannot figure out who this is. I just Googled like 6 Jets depth receivers and tight ends. And I got no clue.
How about our friend in the back there?
Andre Ayton, by the way, apparently.
He has a camera there. It's possible he's not a player.
Oh, he could just be Justin's like YouTube guy.
Yeah, he might be like a YouTube guy. Yeah.
There is the one helmet. He does have the one helmet in front of him.
He does have the helmet. That could be
Tyler Johnson's helmet.
Who's walking by in the background? We'll never get that answer.
We'll never know. Sad. How many more of these do we have? Because I haven't. Okay, I was going to say, I have an image that needs to be shared after we do this one.
Congrats to Pat for making this one, being in the Drake May
Look at that
workout picture.
Look at that. Now, I am kind of standing awkwardly off to the side a bit, nowhere near May, so that's a little bit bearish. I don't think
You've got a ball,
much
though.
Fantasy value this year. I have a ball,
yeah,
but Drake May also has a ball, so it's sort of giving that I brought my own ball to try to fit in.
Does anybody want to play catch?
Now, obviously,
I think ball and went home.
The top thing that should leap out to you here, Javon Baker, not there. I think the subtext of that one is pretty clear. And I mean that is Pop Douglas, who is right next to May, correct?
I believe that's right.
Or is that Bourne? No, Bourne is on the far right.
I think that's Pop.
So
wait, isn't Pop on the end?
Is it Polk?
Yeah, that is Pop. That's Pop on the
that's
far.
Pop.
Yeah. It's Polk. Polk is beside
That's
May.
Polk.
Pop is on the far right.
Did you guys see the Kyle? It's Kyle Williams. No, that's Kyle Williams, dude.
Oh,
Kyle Williams.
That's Kyle Williams. That's Pop Douglas. That's
Pop Douglas on the end, but I don't think it's Kyle Williams beside May. I think that's Polk.
No, I'm pretty.
That's Polk's hair for sure. I clicked him more than I want to admit last year. I know what he looks like.
No, that's absolutely Kyle Williams. Quick Google.
Really?
That's absolutely Kyle Williams. 100 million.
Bullish for Kyle.
100 million. That's absolutely Kyle Williams. Polk is in the gray. Kyle Williams is in the white shirt. Honestly, just an incredibly bearish look for the guy in the raspberry shirt. I mean, that Jalen Polk just
that's Polk right now.
That is bearish.
Do you think they're calling Polk Unk?
He looks 35.
He looks 35. He does.
Let's catch Unk.
Yes.
He looks older than Scotty Scheffler.
He does look older than Scotty Scheffler.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
Why does he have a sweatshirt on and let he like sweat through? He looks disgusting.
He looks like, I know he's not, but his shorts look like they're cargo shorts.
All right, here we go.
And there's sweat
left to
everywhere.
Right. Ramondre
Stevenson
Crane,
looking awesome in the Malcolm X shirt.
Who was
Crane?
Diggs.
It's got to be like Efton Chisholm that you're on top of.
Wait. Guys, let Davis say, because I actually do want to know.
Left to right, Ramondre Crane / I think Chisholm. Bourne, or maybe Hooper, Bourne, Diggs, May, Henry, Kyle Williams, Polk, Pop Douglas, far right.
Okay.
These guys look like they know each other, unlike the Jets.
Yeah. And then we have this other photo here. Now Diggs clearly has like an aura that he's going for here.
Diggs is aura farming 1,000,000% of the time. That's his whole thing. Crane was Josh Dobbs.
Josh Dobbs. Okay.
Pastronaut. All right. Well,
who is that? Who is that to the right of May? Is that Booty? I don't know who that is.
Is that Henderson?
No, that's Bourne again, isn't it?
Oh, that's okay. There you go.
Oh,
Born again.
Yeah.
Born again. Yeah, they did there.
All right. Do we have? Okay, we got it here. Let me share my. Let me share my screen. This is like our first little bit of like actual. I think there's something that we can take from this. It's Cankle.
It's what we just did, but not a bit.
This is what we just did, but not a bit. Look at the freaking difference in Chris Godwin's ankle and calf size.
I just want to state this is like the most news we've had in a week between ADP chasing the entire year, and we have spent the entire first 16 minutes looking at photos.
last week at this time, Jacob and I were drafting. So
it's got to be. It's got to be done.
I haven't looked at the comments yet because I've had this full screen to better analyze the photo.
Same.
There's 142 comments, so I apologize to the chat. I'll get to your questions a little bit.
This is Dr. Jeff Mueller, and he's saying 7 months, 12 days out from the surgery for dislocated left ankle with deltoid ligament damage. He's saying still swollen. Now, far be it for me to second guess a doctor, but I am being disagreeable, Dave, today. I'm wondering if what we're seeing is just a difference in calf size as a result of how much he has been able to exercise one leg versus the other. I mean, I don't know.
Davis,
throwing some conjecture out.
This is easily solvable. Which ankle did he hurt?
Left.
He hurt his left, but if you think about it, maybe this is wrong. Just if you're able to actually use your upper body in the one leg, they're going to look more like human bodies, right? Like I don't know. It could be a brace, right? It could also be a brace.
Wait,
he would need to have injured the right ankle for it to have atrophied. The skinny one didn't atrophy because it didn't get hurt.
Yeah.
But wait. But you're saying he injured his left. The right is bigger. Am I crazy?
Yeah. And like, because it's mirrored. Like we're looking like it's our left, but that's his right. Yes.
Yeah, like stage left. Okay, his right is the bigger ankle.
Yeah.
Yes. So
now I'm with you.
Well, his left could be the one that you were looking at that looks smaller is the one that is not injured. The one that looks bigger.
Oh God.
Isn't this correct?
Scroll
Am I
up.
crazy? It's his right ankle that's skinnier, correct?
Scroll up to the right.
No, his left ankle is skinnier.
Dislocated left ankle.
This right here, can you guys see my mouse? It's probably
that's his right ankle. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, and
maybe
that's bigger.
Maybe a brace. The calf is bigger. The ankle
the calf is bigger. The ankle's skinnier.
Yeah.
Whatever it is, you don't want to see a picture of Chris Godwin and be thinking of that Justin Herzig, Mike Leone golf course picture.
Oh, maybe the calf. Wait, maybe the calf isn't even bigger. It's just that because the ankle's so much smaller, the calf looks bigger.
I believe that is what it is.
It's the ankle. It's the swelling around the foot.
I see. Yeah.
We got
comments.
You guys made me feel like I was insane for a second. I was like, is there some kind of mirror? Do I have to account for a mirror?
I'm so used to the calf differences with the Achilles, all of last year's Achilles injuries, where we were doing like calf size discourse, that I was looking too high.
Well, now that you mention it, the calf probably is a little bit smaller on the left, but the ankle is really the thing that jumps out to me. There's no.
Yeah, he's got a fat. Well,
isn't it just couldn't it just be a brace or tape or
it could be tape, couldn't it?
Stabilizing thing.
Certainly,
he's in uniform.
Well, we already know that he's not ready. So maybe we don't need this so much.
Yeah,
if
you want to get Godwin, you're going to be able to get him in the 7th round. Like people are going to start taking Igbuka ahead of him now.
Mm-hmm. Do you guys remember when Todd Bowles said he might be cleared to play for the playoffs?
Well, that's just what that's just what coaches do. You just got like that's a lie.
It was just one of the
time.
most insane prognosis that I've ever heard. Where it was like, yeah, like we might get him back for the divisional round. He's still not cleared to play. It's July.
So that Washington would be distracted and
Casey pointing out we don't have. There's a couple things we're missing here. We don't have like I would like to see without socks and shoes on because there might be tape under here or some kind of thing, right? Also, we need a baseline of Ibuka's ankles if they're looking good.
There's just no way to know. There's just no way to know. My gut instinct on this is to slurp the dipparino on Godwin, but that could be wrong.
I was ready to buy the dip, but I don't think I'm ready to slurp the dipparino.
We need a control ankle. We need a before and after. We need a control ankle.
I would like to see this. That was some real Rex Ryan energy by me.
Now, Alex P. Keaton is saying, as a non-doctor, there is a clear asymmetry. I would like to say that asymmetry in calves is actually not that uncommon. My calves, due to the way that I've trained in my life, I have like almost an inch difference in calf circumference.
Yeah, and I'm not drafting you in the 6th round.
Yeah,
well,
Davis.
I'm just saying the same way that you are right-hand dominant and left-hand dominant.
You weren't even in the Drake May picture, dude.
I wasn't even in the Drake May picture. Now for me, the reason why I have the calf asymmetry is from skateboarding because you push off the ground on one leg. But it is very common for athletes to have asymmetry. I mean, Christian Watson had a 20, and Christian Watson was not great, but he had the hamstring asymmetry. It's relatively common.
How did that work?
For really muscular. Well, that's why he trained. He trained to get them symmetrical, but it is not uncommon for athletes to have muscular asymmetry.
Let's all stand on our tables and compare calves and ankles and make sure they're, we know what we're talking about here. Will Jacob be slurping the dipparino on Davis if Davis falls into the
I'd like to leave the show.
You got me to say it just like Pat was trying to get Pete to say
slurping the dipparino.
Slurp the dipparino.
It's the ADP chasing version of Tetaroa.
I prefer never to slurp the dipparino on anyone. I would love it if you guys could get Sean Siegel to say slurp the dipparino.
That is a new life goal. Yeah, if we could get Sean to say, I guess we really did slurp.
That's
the
just
dipparino
classic.
There.
That's classic slappy lexicon. Like I feel like there's a chance Sean's already at least thought it in his life.
No chance that Sean has ever thought slurp the dipparino. I don't even think Sean would say buy the dip. Like he is so classy that like he would barely even say buy the dip.
You got me to say it.
Not slurp the dipparino.
Trust me, man.
We did get Chip to say it.
You got me to say
it. Nice. Yeah.
He's thought it. He's thought it.
He's thought it.
Okay, highlight.
Let's go.
Sean is a bit of an enigma, so it is. I wouldn't completely rule out that he's thought slurp the dipparino.
Highlight Errol's comment. He had the same leg and ankle injury as Godwin, and his ankle was swollen for over 12 months after the injury happened. Now, what I want to know, Errol, is were you able to return to physical activities with the swollen ankle, or was it too painful?
Errol, what were your fantasy points before and after the injury? How far did you drop off per game?
That's 7 months and 12 days.
Well, this is a very
try to make
small
one
world thing.
Football point at some point on the show. I was gonna say I think mid-7th would be where I would start slurping on Godwin.
That's what I just said.
I think you can see behind Jaden Reed.
I have him.
I don't know. I don't know that like.
Go ahead, Craig.
Is this anything new? I guess I until we see that he's not like got a taped up ankle. I'm not like.
Pat, are you familiar with underdog drafters?
Do you know them?
Do you think this was priced in or no? Do you think this?
I don't. I guess part of it is that I haven't been drafting a ton of Godwin anyway.
Neither have I.
So if this means that now I just like, I'm getting Godwin like the early 7th, I think I'm pretty good with that.
Oh my God, guys, we're doing the CSU Ram bit right now. We're doing the Achilles recovery bit. We actually do need to just see if we can get Peter on the show for 5 minutes to talk about recovering from a calf/ankle injury. It's like literally his favorite thing. We could get him to come on for 10 minutes to talk about what recovering from an Achilles injury is like, for sure.
Do you think we can get him to say slurp the dipparino?
Dude,
Easily.
that is a man who I promise has said that
He is
on
a
a
slurper
podcast.
for sure.
Yeah, he has said slurp the dipparino somewhere on the internet. You can find it.
He's credited in Bartlett's for the actual.
Oh, he is.
quote,
Okay.
So.
All right. Well, then,
100%.
I mean,
Yes.
the originator, we got to get him to say it on the show.
Yeah.
Yeah, I looked at I have 3% Chris Godwin, 17% Emeka Egbuka. So pat on the back for me, making up for the Travis Hunter negative CLV.
Yeah. I'm an Egbuka slappy for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if I'm a full blown slappy, but I do like Egbuka.
It's gonna be harder to be an Egbuka slappy now, because what is gonna happen is he's gonna end up going where Golden goes.
Yeah. Well, and then I don't have to be a slap anymore. That I can just take some gold.
So Errol says he was on crutches for 6 months, started skating the same day,
17%
could walk, and it took probably 8 months before I felt 80%. All right, Errol and I, by the way, our paths have crossed in real life before. We have some of the same friends from when we were in high school, which is just, you think the world's big, and it's actually not that big at all.
I'm at 12% Godwin though, so I guess I was drafting a lot more Godwin than I kind of thought. 17% Egbuka. I don't know. I'm not panicking about this. We kind of like Godwin's coming off an injury. We knew that. Like if you're drafting Godwin because he was going to be like crushing it week 1, I don't know what you're doing.
Yeah. Yep. Kind of the same thing as drafting Aiyuk, but like a better player.
Better player and better timeline.
And he has a much better timeline. Like if if it came out that Godwin was on the Aiyuk timeline, which is the pop, he would and should see a pretty significant.
I agree with that. If it became like evident that he was definitely going to miss the first 4 or 6 games of the year, that would change my opinion. But I don't think we're headed there.
I don't think so either.
Yeah.
No.
Plus late season where it's all what it's all about. Egbuka was always the play there with the age of the other vets on the Bucks. Risers. So a lot of news, not yet much traction with Tampa. There's some more pictures. Of course, the Quinshon Judkins news a few days ago has shaped this. Dylan Sampson, Jerome Ford, 1-2, big moves.
Yeah.
Xavier Worthy on the Rice news, Omarion Hampton, Caleb Johnson, Garrett Wilson, smaller changes, but still moving up. Hollywood Brown, Anthony Richardson, a little bit of positive news on him, and DeAndre Swift. On the Browns, who did I hear? One of you guys, I think maybe Pat, say you wanted Sampson or Ford in every draft now. Is that correct?
I don't think I said that.
No?
I don't think I said it, but I agree with it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have them both now ranked super aggressively compared to
What's
ADP.
everybody's ranks? Let's just go around the horn. I got I have, and these are obviously subject to change like literally every day, but at the current moment, I have Judkins at 118, Sampson at 127, and I have Ford at 163.
Sampson 123, Judkins 104, Ford 169.
Judkins 117, Sampson 127.
Oh my God, Pat.
What?
We have Judkins
same
117 versus 118, and we have Sampson both at 127.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I was like trying to find my guys so that hadn't hit me that we're dead on. And then Ford 181.
Wow, that's
if you have Judkins that low, you should titch Ford up a notch, I think. Because Ford is the one who's actually most likely to get like the first like month of work, while Judkins is almost certainly suspended. I mean, don't get me wrong. I have Sampson ranked much higher, and I'm trying to honestly, especially particularly on DraftKings, you can get Sampson every time now because the drafters there are just a little bit less proactive. But if you're talking about a guy who's going to project for 9.7 underdog points every week of the season, you're feeling slightly better about that with Ford than you are with Sampson, I think. Slightly better.
My Jerome Ford
I
big
think
board bags.
the big board bags do feel better now. But I think with Ford, it reminds me a little bit of like the Hollywood Brown play when looking at the Rice suspension. It's like, yeah, this guy's now going to do more probably early on. But when he does well early in the season, does that like lead to anything? Is that like create like a breakout type of hit?
No, absolutely
like, no,
0%
not at
chance
all.
of
Exactly.
breakout. Yeah.
Exactly.
And like, that's just makes Sampson so much more appealing. But it also makes Ford, like when I think about Ford compared to, like a guy like Miles Sanders, who I'm, still drafting a ton of, because he's still the mid 180s. That's where it's like if Miles Sanders does well early in the season, that could mean I have the starting running back for the Cowboys all year. And Ford's going like 10 picks ahead of Sanders. Why? That's still to me, like when you get into that range, if you need a guy like that, I'd still rather take Sanders. Certainly you could take Ford. I think he's okay at cost. But then there's also guys where it's like, I want to swing for the fences and actually take some guys, like a Braylon Allen goes right there, who I'm not a huge fan of, but he certainly has a lot more upside than Jerome Ford. Various rookies, all of that. I just think are more interesting from like the late season upside perspective. And those early weeks, I mean, unless you did like a really, like if you did 0 running back and then you can farm some early weeks with Jerome Ford in the same way, like a team that might need Justice Hill, Jerome Ford is pretty great pick. But in a lot of cases, I don't like need week 3 points,
Yeah. Here's a couple things I want to hit on. One, I totally agree with Pat on the idea that, to me, the intriguing part of the Sampson bet is not, he's gonna be great for 4 weeks and then go away. And I wrote about this, like, it's the idea that him and Judkins were both rookies. Judkins had this sort of pseudo incumbency advantage based on his draft capital. He's, I think, in large part pissed that away by being an idiot. And now Sampson has the chance to be the first rookie potentially on their team that sees the field. And if he looks really, really good, he doesn't just have to be an early season hit. He can be the guy for them for potentially ever. I mean, who knows, right? Like,
he just gets
absolutely awesome. They say Judkins will see you when you see it, but Dylan Sampson's our running back now. That's like totally plausible.
Ford, Jacob nailed it. Jacob nailed it, which is that like this type of stuff happens all the time where the later drafted rookie ends up playing better than the rookie, the Hayden Hurst, Mark Andrews thing. But Sampson, it's honestly, and it's Hampton too. Like, I don't think you can really overstate the ability of just like inertia, which is that one of these guys is in the building and one of them isn't. I mean, Judkins has not even signed his contract. The Mary Kay Cabot reported, like, the team said, stay away. Like, we're not even dealing with you. Like, you go take care of this.
Well, the other thing is
here's the other issue that I want to get it. So the legal part of it, like with Quinshon Judkins, and I mean, caveat being, obviously none of us know what's going to happen with the legal aspects, suspension aspects. I mean, we were all wrong about Rashee Rice, but I do think there's like a weird kind of assumption in the air that I've seen where a lot of people think like, oh, he'll miss the start of the season and come back. And it's like, that's possible, but there's not really any basis for why that's the single most likely
actually
scenario.
There is. Actually, there is. The Browns second round pick last year had a domestic violence incident and was placed on the commissioner's exempt list and was suspended for literally same 5. He only played 8 games. I just looked at his PFR and he played 8 games. So for whatever that's
Jerko's been citing that one too. It was a 5-game suspension.
Okay, there you go.
But like, it's going to depend. Well, but how did that case resolve? Like, did they suspend him because
he was placed on the commissioner's exempt list?
Well, I know the exempt list part, but like, so I expect him to be on the exempt list to start the season.
Me too.
But if the case is not resolved, I don't think they would take him off the exempt list, would they? Like, usually.
Well, I can tell you what happened, which is Michael Hall was arrested in Ohio following a domestic dispute.
Yeah.
He pleaded no contest to reduced charge of disorderly conduct during a September 19th hearing. He had a 30-day suspended jail sentence. So it resolved after the
that's what I'm
season had
saying.
started. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So it resolved on September 19th. So the NFL's policy is that they don't always adhere to, I think, but they usually adhere to, is you're never going to get suspended until the legal situation is resolved. But for some specific issues, you can be placed on exempt list. But
Yeah.
what I don't think is likely to happen is that he's placed on exempt list and then is taken off of exempt list before the situation is resolved. So to me, if this gets pled out while he's on exempt early in the season, then you're right. What's going to happen is what happened with Hall, and he comes back. But if this does not get resolved, I think he might miss the entire season. It's not like they're going to place him on exempt list and then take him off because they're going to say, well, you served your time. It's not a suspension. If the legal situation is still ongoing throughout the season, he's just going to miss the entire season. Or he'll never be placed on exempt in the first place, which I guess is also possible because like Von Miller wasn't. But I think that there's an overconfidence that he's going to miss like 4 to 6 games at the beginning of the season, when I think that actually the distribution is much flatter. I think it's possible he never goes on exempt at all and plays the entire season, and this never gets resolved. And then I also think it's reasonably possible that he is on exempt list for the entirety of the year. I think the only way in which
I don't think that's that likely, because as soon as he goes on exempt list, his incentives change pretty dramatically to get this resolved. Right.
Yeah,
so he's now like busting, the lawyer is like, you got to get something that we can live with here so that I can get back out on the field. My guess is that you would already be in that mode because he's not at camp and he's not even signed.
There's no contract. Right.
Yeah.
The issue too is that, some of these guys, I don't know exactly where the break was, but not all of them got guaranteed deals, but some of them did. But the guys before and after Judkins both got fully guaranteed contracts. So his agent, I assume, is going to be like, you have to give him a fully guaranteed contract. I'm not going to be the guy who couldn't get this guy a fully guaranteed contract.
I feel like you can't. Like,
I think that's probably
you cannot be committing domestic violence in the offseason and then be like, I demand a fully guaranteed contract.
It's
like,
hey man,
I'm sorry.
Number 35, number 37 got him.
Come on.
You got to give number 36 one too. That's the way it goes. I'm not going to lose my agent reputation just because my clients.
How motivated are the Browns to even have him
If
back?
I was the Browns, I would tell him to fuck off hard.
He's not there. I think that might be contributing to the situation,
How motivated would a team like that be to have him back, given these complications? I mean, they have Sampson. They're going to be bad. They have a terrible schedule. Would they need to rush
forfeiting,
this?
It's forfeiting a second round pick. So they're pretty motivated. I mean, they spent the 36. They spent the 36, 38. I forget which order he and Henderson went in.
We were talking about this for
not only
leg up
did they spend
ranking.
the 36, but this is one of the components of the Travis Hunter trade as well.
Yes.
So
that's
they
a good
need
point.
to justify the Travis Hunter. Like, this is one of the 2 extra things that they got, and it's the only extra thing that they got this year. So they need this to work.
Yeah, we were talking about in the leg up rankings, and it's like they could by not signing the contract, they sort of protect themselves in terms of making sure they're not paying out money to a guy that they don't ultimately want to have on the team or whatever. But it's like the contract ahead of him was like $11.5 or $11.6 million for the entirety of the deal, and so it's just not that much money over 4 years in the NFL. Like, it's really not. The bigger thing to protect is that you spent a second round pick on him. And that, the perception of this is the second round pick you got back with Hunter. You got to protect the pick. I would think is where their head's at. If they've already shifted to like, let's not sign this guy, we're not sure we actually want to pay him. That's like, it really couldn't be more bearish for Judkins, but it's hard to know if that's the case because his agent probably still is asking for a fully guaranteed deal, would be my guess.
Well,
they're all asking for fully guaranteed deals.
Yeah,
they can get him in there. They can win 5 games instead of 4
for whatever. Because there's no point in settling this contract situation until the legal situation is settled, right? Because I feel like he's like
there is a point
chance to be on the exempt list.
I disagree with that. You have a second round pick who is eligible to practice right now. He's not on the exempt list right now.
Yeah.
If in a lot of let's say we've seen stuff like this blow over, right? And it's like in that case, you would expect the team to be like, we've talked to Quinshon. He's here. He's working. We're happy to have him here. He's doing his job. We're gonna let the legal situation play out. Like,
I mean, that's what the Chiefs do, right? The Chiefs bring in every indigent dickhead in the NFL, and then Andy Reid says, "Hey, man, nothing to do with me. What Rashee does when he's not at the facility, not my job."
Yeah.
Rashee Rice is on the field right now.
Yeah, right. So we've seen what this looks like. The fact that he's not there, I mean, that's like bad. Like, if they're trying to protect the investment on the second round pick, not having this guy work out is bad. And it makes me think, like, maybe the incident was like really bad. Like, maybe he's not, like, maybe there's like there's some fire here to, the legal situation. It's like, it's not good. It's not good that they don't even want him there. Because a lot of teams would just be like, yeah, obviously we want you here. You're our second round pick. We need you to play so that we can get you ramped up. You're going to miss some time, but like, you'll be back by mid-season, and you're going to be, an important part of our running game at that point.
Yeah. That's probably mostly the contract issue that might have manifested before the allegations that's keeping him away. But I don't know. The allegations don't help.
Although the contract, I think it's the allegations, not the contract, because the contract is pretty cut and dry. Like, the guy ahead of him and behind him got fully guaranteed deals. Like, you got to do it.
Yeah. Minute, by the way, chat bringing up a good point. Minute difference here is, generally speaking, one of the things that has hampered these dickheads who play in the NFL from actually getting suspended or going to jail or whatever, is that a lot of the times the woman involved has at some point decided to not press charges or not cooperate with the investigation or whatever. And as of right now, the reporting is that the woman is in fact pursuing charges against Judkins. Mm-hmm. So even if it ends up not being a felony, even if it ends up being a civil thing, now that can change at any. Again, I mean, Jacob's the lawyer; he would know better than I. And I think that can change at any time. But if she is actively pressing charges, that obviously changes the degree to which it is likely he gets suspended or that it goes to court.
Yep. That's what happened with Von Miller. The allegations kind of went away, and he played.
Yeah, it's extremely volatile.
Yeah, it is.
Let's talk about Najee, because I think this is one of the really interesting things where, like, make a statement, post a picture, do something, because like this is the reporting we have.
Exist? Are you alive?
Yeah. This is the reporting we have. Like, I need Najee Harris holding today's newspaper, because what's happening is the team says he's good, not gonna miss any time. But he's also in the non-football injury list. Also, he had to go to 2 different doctors and see a specialist at the University of Stanford for quote unquote superficial injuries. And even regardless, let's say Najee Harris is just taking a vacation. He's fine. It's all good. I mean, Hampton is now getting first team reps. We already got the report. There's no earning it nonsense. Like, he just is getting the first team reps. This is his competition.
Well, we finally benefit
from Vidal and Nyheim Hines.
Yeah, we finally benefit from Kamani Vidal being someone they want nothing to do with, because he's the number 2 running back. He's going second behind Hampton in these drills, and it's just like, they're not going to pretend that Kamani Vidal is their starter. And they've been very, very positive on Hampton.
Here's their wheel route specialist.
Yeah. So I believe, though, that Harris is in the building. Like, it's not like he hasn't been seen by.
Have you seen any photos of that?
Yeah, I was going to say, that is not my sense of the reporting either.
Let me pull it up, because The Athletic has been covering the Chargers camp, because they're actually like out there practicing. They've had 4 days of practice, and one of them.
Shout out to Daniel Proper.
Yeah, man, Daniel Popper's doing the Lord's work right now. Let me find. I know I saw Najee mentioned in one of these. Maybe it was day 1.
I can't believe an internet rumor turned out to be true. I mean,
I
just
know.
in the history of my life,
Yeah.
these things have like never been right.
Here it is. This is in the first day of training camp. At the last note of the article, running back Najee Harris reported for camp late Wednesday and was in meetings Thursday, Harbaugh said. Harris, who injured his eye in a July 4th fireworks accident, was placed on the non-football injury list Thursday. So Harbaugh said he's there.
Is there any photo evidence?
There's not, and I think there's probably a
dressed
reason
as the mummy
for that. I mean, you don't see two eye specialists and get put on the non-football injury list for like. I mean, it's been over 2 weeks now. Like,
it was interesting to me that the Schefter's and
he messed up his eye.
Didn't have that story.
Yeah,
there's no way his eye isn't like kind of messed up, right? Like
something is wrong with him.
Something is off.
I'm not saying he
something is off.
Can't see out of it, but like something is not right. You know,
I mean, I would say
if everything was fine, he would simply post a picture on Instagram being like, "Lol, calm down, internet, I'm fine."
Yeah. Yep.
Well, is he like burned? Like, is it a burn that they're hoping will improve?
It's a face burn. Yeah, like his eyesight is probably fine.
Yeah, it's pretty easy to have a picture of him on the field, from the side with his helmet on, running. You wouldn't know anything about what his eye looked like. And then if the Chargers wanted to further the narrative that everything's cool because he's in meetings, they could just do that. They play the Hall of Fame game, so they're up first.
Yeah. Anyway, I agree with. It's the same thing to me as what we were talking about with Sampson. Same things that we're probably eventually going to talk about with Worthy. Like, especially in this case where it's not two rookies. It's like one really exciting rookie and it's one really boring veteran. And it was always inevitable that like at some point this was going to become Marion Hampton's backfield. Maybe that was week 1. Maybe
just
it was
advance
late
the
this
timeline.
Year. Maybe it was 2026. Who knows? But like at some point that was our future. And now Hampton is benefiting from anti-fragility way earlier than we would have expected, right? So to me, I think also like Najee Harris is kind of a faux incumbent, right? This isn't like Ramondre Stevenson.
Yeah.
Najee Harris was
the
signed
incumbent is Kamani Vidal.
Yeah, so like Hampton
incumbent what?
Hampton is now practicing for the Chargers before Najee Harris ever has, right? Like the way people talk about
that's
Najee
a good
Harris,
point, man.
Pro Najee Harris Bulls are like, this coaching staff loves Najee Harris. It's like, yeah, I mean that they probably like him. They signed him, but it's not like they are indebted to him. Like he's never done anything for this team. So it's weird to me
also,
he gets talked about.
He's on a 1-year deal, $5.25 million cap hit.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I'm not saying anything.
Priority in how their team is planning, and it's like he's only he's very incidental to this team. Like to me, it seems very obvious that they were like, well, we're probably going to draft a running back, but who knows what's going to happen with the draft? And we currently have literally no one. So let's sign someone, and then we don't have no one. All right, we signed Najee Harris. They still obviously wanted to address the running back position in a massive way. They get their guy in a Marion Hampton, who they invested way more into as a first-round pick. And I just highly doubt that they're going to be spending this season orienting themselves around Najee Harris. Like if Hampton gets all these reps with the ones and looks great, which he probably will, then they'll be like, cool, like I hope Najee's okay and we'll work him in. But it's now way more possible that Hampton is just rolling from the very start of the season. I think he should be going closer to the 2-3 turn, and I don't understand why his ADP isn't rocketing up further.
Andrew, our buddy Andrew Mackin says it could be swelling that is impeding his eyesight. And I think something with like the picture stuff is that we just did Chris Godwin. Oh my God, look how fat his ankle looks. Even though we like aren't looking directly at his ankle, he literally might have tape on. So I don't trust us. Like if I injured my eye and needed to, there was a podcasting competition that I was going to be entered into that you guys were drafting me for, and I would not show you a picture. My ADP would crater, even if I was fine. But it's just like the swelling. It's
you'd have the picture, the profile with the helmet on, and we wouldn't be able to see.
I would
whatever the podcast equivalent of that is. We couldn't really tell how you were impeded.
I would not trust the fantasy football internet with a picture of my injury. Okay, I don't think we've earned that. So that's where we just don't know. But I think, Jacob, to your point, like, Hampton was already such a big favorite to take this job. Najee is just not that good. He's on a 1-year deal. He's not really like a big part of their plans. He's kind of a stopgap anyway. And so now you're in a spot where Hampton gets to fail. Like he if he's good, it's his job. If he's bad, then well, that sucks. We drafted a bad player, and so did the Chargers. But that's where, I mean, that's a beautiful position to be in for a rookie. Like, you don't have to worry about him being blocked. He's going to get to show what he has, and Najee just is not good enough to come back and like claw back a big role from an emerging rookie. Like, he's never been that kind of player.
Couldn't agree more.
Settled.
Definitely agree.
Kansas City. Davis, why don't you start? What's the endpoint for Rice and for Worthy?
I've got Rice in that Cortland Sutton, Devonta Smith, Jalen Waddle, Travis Hunter, Morass. I think you can just kind of mix them in there while
Pick
we're
50?
waiting.
Pick 50?
Yeah, just waiting to get news. I'm assuming, based on Matt Derrick, who's a Chiefs beat writer, reported he was told the Chiefs are expecting a 2 to 4 game suspension. 2 games seems very optimistic. I think 4 is the minimum.
Addison's probably getting 3. There's no way they're suspending Rice the same or less than Addison.
I think
the
6.
reason why Addison is getting 3 is because that is the NFL's policy. There is no specific policy for Rice's incident. My conspiracy theory, and I think this is I think there's a lot of reason to believe this, which is that the reason why Rice took this plea deal and just got it over with now instead of doing the trial and yada yada is because there was communication between the Chiefs, Rashee's lawyers, and the National Football League to say, you guys get this resolved, you get it done, 4-game suspension. That's my guess. That is, I'm just a guy doing a fantasy football podcast from his basement, so take that for what it is worth, but that seems likely to me.
I think that's the minimum, but the
4 is the minimum.
I think 4 is very plausible, and I think 4 is like probably the single most likely number. But yeah, I've seen the 2 to 4, and I guess I would say if it's not 4, I think it's still more likely to be more than 4 than less than 4. I would be really stunned at less than 4.
I would rank
but
it.
I know some people think it is. I think 4 is still the median.
In likelihood, I would say 4, 6, 5, 8, 2 in terms of likelihood.
I doubt it's 8 just because of what you said. Like, I doubt he takes this deal if he thought he was getting 8.
Exactly. I agree. I just think 2 think 2 is like just impossible. I wonder if it's 6 appeal.
I don't think it's impossible. I think I was looking at Drew Davenport's stuff because Drew Davenport had been big, like, he's not getting suspended this year. That was part of my confidence. And obviously, I was completely wrong about when that suspension would come down. But I was like, why were we completely wrong? Because we never had a court date. We never had him. Yeah. That, like, none of this stuff was set. Like, the normal process doesn't seem to have gone through. I need to check to see if this is actually the case. It was it looks like it might have been some kind of deferment program.
So what it was is, it's like people. Well, one thing, and Drew was reporting on this too, but like people were wrongly viewing this January court date as relevant. It's not. That was a civil court date,
right?
And
there was never
continued to get pushed. Yeah, there was no criminal trial date at all. So this would in theory, what I thought was going to happen was that eventually a criminal trial date would get set.
Yep.
And that the civil trial would probably just continue to get pushed until after the criminal trial got resolved. But obviously that didn't happen. They engaged their lawyers that have engaged in some way with, I was going to say the Crown, but that's not what you guys call it in America. But with prosecutors. For the audio listeners, Pat is making a scary face.
Oh, yeah.
And Anyway, and they would have reached into some sort of deferment program. So a deferral program is basically you plead to something that would otherwise be a felony, and then you agree to terms and conditions associated. And if you comply with those terms and conditions, it leaves your record after the terms and conditions are complete, so that you're not a convicted felon. And in this case, that's the 5 years probation and the 30 days jail time to be served at any point within that 5
But that's
years.
the jail sentence is deferred, it looks like. So he's not
Anytime
actually,
he wants to serve it.
No, I think he doesn't have to do the jail sentence at all unless he violates
probation. That was the way I read it.
Yeah.
Either way, for our purposes.
Because when it first came out, the way Schefter reported it was like he's going to jail.
Yeah.
I don't think he's going to jail at all at any point in the 5 years. And so
shouldn't change anything for us though.
It shouldn't, but it's sort of like, what's this deal? You know, this deal. Because my first impression of the deal was like, oh damn, like he got
harsh.
sent to jail. You know, that's right. Harsh, and the suspension will also be harsh. He's in a program, the deferment thing. If he completes the probation, he won't have a record. So
yes, it's an adjudication. So if he completes it, it's an adjudication, which means it's not on his record.
It's not on his record.
Source,
that's offered
I have
to him
multiple
as
adjudications.
Okay.
So trust me, I know how it works.
So
I have adjudications for selling pot when I was in high school. It works the same way.
All right. So I mean,
there's some breaking news.
Right, that's offered to young, promising, people like Davis as a teenager. They don't, they got their whole lives ahead of them.
We're not slurping the dippy do or whatever it was on Davis now. I mean, that's
you should have
whether that's an adjudication or a felony or whatever that is. That's a strike against in my book.
Oh, I gotta. By the way,
Character
just while we're here,
flaws.
I've been meaning to bring this up with Jacob because I thought he would find this interesting. But I was just doing some reading the other day, and I read this really cool breakdown of why there are so many Latin words used in law. Which is that English is an evolving language. It's evolved over our lifetimes, over the lifetimes of our parents. Latin has been dead for a millennia, right? So the meaning of the word doesn't change, which is why there are all these fancy words getting used in law. If you've just ever wondered why there are all these words you've never heard of before being used in law. Fascinating to me.
I do
what is the per curiam opinion of this panel on Rashee Rice? Are we slurping the dipparino?
I'd procure some rice.
biggest thing, and Jacob, you're not going to like to hear this, is that Worthy, when he remains in the 4th round, is just like you blindly click the buy button.
I don't like to hear it, but I do agree with it. I'm again surprised he's not rising faster. I think once again the inertia stuff's a big thing. Like he now controls his own destiny. There's 2 versions of how this first 2 to 6 games of the Kansas City season is going to go. Either they look terrible again and they're doing the Gardner Minshew Chiefs.
Gardner Minshew is quite literally on the team now, by the way.
And if that's the case, then if that case, it's going to be, oh my God, like we desperately need Rashee Rice back on our team, and we're going to make him the focal point of everything. He will fix us. And the other option, of course, is they look really, really good with Xavier Worthy as the guy, and he's getting all the short area stuff, and he's also hitting on the long stuff. And they go, okay, he's our wide receiver 1 now, and Rice is jumping onto a moving train. So it's kind of up to Worthy. I mean, it's also up to Mahomes and everything else. But like he gets the chance to prove that he can succeed as the focal point of this offense, and then Rice has to fit in around that. As much as these two do very different things in some ways, their absolute ceiling for both of them still relies on who is getting more of the 0 to 8 yard first read targets. And I think that for that reason, like Worthy has a meaningfully higher ceiling now, or a better chance of hitting it than he did prior. And there's some fragility in Rice, where I think a lot of how his second half of the season goes now is dependent on how the Chiefs offense looks without him.
Because if Worthy is killing it in
then Rice
the
is
short area, it's really bad. And frankly, I mean, I have quite a high opinion of Mr. Worthy. I think he probably will do well. In that, I mean, he did well in that role last year, and he basically didn't know how to play football until like, I think he like learned the concept of like turning his hips in like week 13, roughly. Like he basically, I mean, I brought this up a ton, but that catch that he made on the 3rd and 8 against the Bills, where he just like went 1-on-1 against whatever corner it was and turned his shoulder to the inside, put himself in between the ball in the corner, caught the ball, brought it down 2 feet. I mean, that was just like a real wide receiver 1 play that, like, I mean, Rashee Rice didn't do a ton of that stuff. It was all kind of fake. I think Worthy, I mean, obviously, I think this. I'm not breaking any news here, but I mean, I think Worthy has like wide receiver 6 overall in half PPR ranges for him.
Also, you wrote that Royals is relevant now.
Yeah, I mean, the team, since they drafted him, has said we view him as, you know, the Charmander of Rashee Rice's. Like they think he's really similar, and Crane is the one who brought this up to me originally, like way like in like February. But he has this really weird profile where he got all this production behind the line of scrimmage and within 5 yards of the line of scrimmage, but then also down the field. He also was really good 20 yards down the field, which is, I mean, that is basically the Chiefs' whole deal. That is like that is like very similar to Rice's production at SMU. And I mean, week 1, it's going to be Juju instead of Royals, but Royals is going to get, I think, a lot put on his plate in training camp, the same way Worthy got put a lot on his plate in training camp, because I think Andy Reid is realistic enough to know that they're just not going to get back to the Super Bowl playing the way they did last year. I think they took that version of football to the absolute limit, and I think they're probably going to win like 10 games this year if they do the same thing. So they just need to be adding some wrinkles. They just need to go into every game trying to score 3 touchdowns instead of 2, right? And I think one of the ways you do that is limiting. I mean, they let Justin Watson go in free agency. I think that is, Justin Watson played the 3rd most snaps of any Kansas City Chiefs wide receiver last year.
Yeah.
So I think that, and then drafting Royals and drafting Brashard Smith is kind of evidence that they realize that there's something rotten in Denmark.
I think I was wrong about the Rice jail time. I think he is going to have to serve the 30 days over the course of the 5 years. So,
you guys
that's
confidently shouted over the lawyer on this program, and
I didn't.
I'm sorry for shouting over.
I defer to you, Jacob.
My apologies to the Crown.
Thank you.
But they're non-consecutive jail time, so like they could win in Buffalo on a Sunday, and then he could report to the Kansas City. I guess he'd probably go to the Fort Leavenworth jail and say, "All right, I'm checking in for 24 hours, and I'm checking out."
We do have a quote here because we are starting to get some coach speak rolling in from our buddy Zach Lanners. Andy Reid said, "If Rashee is Blastoise, then Royals is our squirrel."
I love that. I love that comp. It's really good.
I do think with Royals, it's tough. Like, I mean, he's definitely clickable, but he's tough
clickable
combo. We're talking about a day 3 rookie, and then we're talking about the window of opportunity is probably the first 2 to 6 games of the season. And it's just like, that doesn't fit well together. like it's, I don't know. I just feel like Juju Smith-Schuster is going to wind up running 3 times as many routes as Jalen Royals.
No, he absolutely is. He absolutely is in week 1, but I would not be making that same bet in week 4. Right. I actually, my thought is this version of the Chiefs is just going to have to be a little bit more adaptable, because they pushed Nagy ball as far as it could go last year, and it didn't work. And I don't think anyone involved in the team wants to play last season again.
Fair enough. Also, can we talk about crappy Hollywood? Because people on the chat really want to boost up Hollywood Brown. Look, I was into him for like a week. Pat set me straight.
He's unchanged. His role is what it is.
Pat corrected me, and I got out of my Hollywood Brown phase. Really?
Did I correct you in person, or did you hear me on a?
On this show. On this show.
Okay.
Kind of like Hollywood Brown, and you were like, "No, he sucks. He's terrible. He's never been good." And I was like, "Oh yeah, okay, you're right. You're right."
Pat, you don't remember flying to Vancouver and having that conversation?
I had to sit Jacob down and listen, man. This Hollywood Brown
Yeah,
thing.
you were like, you need help. So I'm not into the Hollywood Brown thing, because it's what you guys said about Ford. Like, I don't actually care about the beginning of the season that much, really, at all. I care about this for Worthy because it gives him an opportunity to sustain a better role in weeks 15 through 17 than I was otherwise projecting. And I care about it for Rice because it now decreases his odds of seizing and maintaining the role that I would have projected for him if he was playing in week 1. If Hollywood Brown is just, and this goes to Kelsey too, if Hollywood and Kelsey are just like a little better the first 4 weeks than I would have otherwise projected, and then fall back to what I projected previously after Rice comes back, I don't really give a shit.
It's a big who cares
at all. Like that's like that doesn't matter to me. So, and they're not like there's no world in which Rice comes back and they're like, yeah, we're gonna scale down his role because like Kelsey and Hollywood were a little, were productive for us. Like those are stopgaps. Those guys, if those guys are hitting in a big way early, it's because Worthy is not as good as people are hoping. And then Rice is going to come back and eat their lunch once he gets back from suspension. So to me, it affects Worthy and Rice. I just don't care about Hollywood or Kelsey.
Let's talk 49ers, unless there's a final word here, Pat.
I just wanted to jump in.
We could do this for an hour. We could literally talk about this for an hour. So we should probably move on. Yeah,
we just did.
I generally agree with the Worthy stuff. I generally agree with the Worthy stuff. I guess the thing is, I'm probably still slightly less bullish on Worthy and maybe slightly less bearish on Rice because I think Worthy's going to get the chance to do the stuff, and if he they are preparing right now for an offense that is going to be without Rice for 2 to 4 games. That's what they say they think the suspension is going to be. But the offensive plan for the season is still going to have plenty of Rice in it. But for those early weeks, they're going to have to shift stuff around. Some of it will go to Juju, but it would make a ton of sense that they're going to have like Worthy specific game plans, that boost him up a little bit and kind of audition him a little bit for that bigger role, that true number 1 role. Mm-hmm. If he runs with that, that's very bullish, raises his ceiling. It hurts Rice, all of it. I do agree. But I do think that like Rice is so good at some of the underneath, earning targets shallow that it is like a little hard for me to believe that Rice would ever be like a true secondary option in the offense. Rice, I think the bar is pretty high for Worthy in terms of like how good he has to be to just like dust Rice. Rice wasn't a placeholder. Rice was really crushing in that underneath yards after catch kind of Travis Kelce, but at wide receiver type of role. And I think he'll come right back to that. He's got a connection with Mahomes. As soon as he comes back, I expect him to kind of slot in and do something fairly similar to what he was doing before. Maybe he never takes that extra step and just gets 10 targets a game, just, week in, week out, kind of like the Chiefs Amon-Ra is like your bull case, like explosion superstardom season. If Worthy takes a step forward, that obviously hurts that. But I don't know that it like creates a situation where Rice like falls out of favor. I'm not really worried about that.
I'm not worried about that either.
Okay.
All right.
San Francisco, a slight move downward on Jennings. Report about his wanting a new contract. Pearsall is not ready. And what are we doing about any of this?
I'm slurping the dipparino on Jauan Jennings.
Naturally.
I am, as of on Tuesday, July 22nd, 2025, I am not super concerned about the Pearsall hamstring yet. Although Pearsall's injury history in the National Football League is gunshot, shoulder, hamstring again, hamstring that lingers from minicamp to training camp and leaves him unable to start his second training camp. So also intersperse in there a 6-game stretch where he ran 65% of the routes or more and generated 2 receptions for, I think, 27 yards off the top of my head. So you really do have to project on Pearsall. The thing is I'm such an anti-Aiyuk slappy that it's like, everything is in perfect balance and it's really hard to hold those two things at the same time. And I didn't really like Pearsall as a prospect either. So it's honestly, I think I've become a Purdy slappy is really what this is kind of downstream of being a Purdy slappy.
I don't know what to do with this one. My original feeling was that Jennings can do whatever he wants, but he's going to be on the 49ers in week 1, and probably not with a very meaningful difference to his contract status. But because underdog drafters are underdog drafters, I definitely anticipated a big Jennings fall and a big Pearsall rise. And I didn't want to be out on Pearsall entirely. So I was trying to gobble him a little bit before his price moved up. And then, of course, now he has his issues. From everything we've read, it sounds like he's going to be back at camp very quickly and that this will blow over. But it is still concerning.
Pearsall or Jennings, you're saying?
Pearsall. I have no
Jennings
idea.
is there, right? He's not.
I don't think he's holding out, right? He's
not holding out.
Yeah. So I think that was the other thing that I was first concerned about when this Jennings trade request came, is that my kind of assumption was that this would come with a holdout. But that's apparently not the case. So at this point, I think it's probably a complete nothing burger. Like, Jennings is being mad while being at practice. And from the sounds of it, Pearsall will be practicing within a week and back to your regularly scheduled programming, I think.
Jauan Jennings, to me, is basically like he signed a document that was like, sign here if you're officially mad. To make it official that you're mad, sign here. And he did. He's like, I'm officially mad. But I'll be at camp, obviously. I hope to have a great season with you guys.
Do not put in the paper that I was angry.
No, opposite. He said, do put in the paper that I was mad. Put it in the paper that I was mad.
Absolutely put that in print. That's right.
Who cares? I don't care that he's mad.
I don't care because also it's really easy for the 49ers to give him the money because they cleared so much dead cap flotsam. They saved like $250 million future committed dollars, so they can do the void years. Like, they could probably give him $20 million this year, and then the rest of the contract is fake after that. I don't know exactly how NFL contracts work, but man, yeah, he I would say he's like a lock to get a pay raise in the short term. Like almost, like, I don't know, I'd say it's like 75% likely he actually does get this improved contract.
Well, here's the thing: is that Jauan Jennings is an unrestricted free agent after the year. He's 28 years old. He's really only had success like for half a season last year with the 49ers. He doesn't have a ton of value to anyone else, but he should have some value to the 49ers. I mean, he looks like he's going to be their number one receiver for at least the beginning of the season.
Yeah, for at least a month.
At least a month, he's going to be their number one. I think it would make a lot of sense for both sides to like work something out, work out an extension where he gets more money now, right? Because he's getting paid his
7.5.
dead cap's 13. His cap hits 4.2. So yeah, I think he's got paid like 13 mil over the course of this whole contract.
The 49ers have $45 million in effective cap space right now. So yeah, he's gonna get a smidgen.
Good receivers you got to pay, like on the free agent market. If you want to bring in a receiver, it costs way too much. So if you could extend him for like throw another 2 years, throw another 3 years, but it's 2 years.
Give him the Juju Smith-Schuster. Give him 3 years, $33 million with the third year being a void year.
Yeah.
The issue is, I feel like Jennings, would Jennings want that? But I guess this is what he's gonna have to figure out, right? I think the Niners will probably go to him and say, we'll give you a little more now if we can add some very affordable years later. Or if you want to, just play on your current contract and prove it, be our guest.
I think if they came to him and said,
you can't do that if you're Jennings. You can't do
what about a $13 million signing bonus?
Wouldn't you know what I mean? Like, if I was Jennings, like, and if he has a season he has last year, he might get $20 million a year.
I don't think you can be that. I don't think you can be that confident because his career earnings is not particularly high.
He's I guess if you're looking at it incentive wise, like if he can get an extra $20 million now over a couple of years, like that matters way more than a potential additional $20 million.
Career earnings for Jennings
matters less.
Career earnings for Jennings will be less than whatever they give him for this year. $10.5 million, including the deal including this year right now. So they give him $15 million this year and then an $8.5 million void year next year, which is what the 49ers would like to do.
It says he got a 2-year, $15 million deal a couple years ago.
Yes, but
he got one last summer and everybody was like, yeah.
But that, Pat, that includes next year $2.5 million of void money, which again,
I know you still get it if you play. It's just the way it's not like you don't get the money. He played both years, so he gets the money.
Here,
they just put it on the books for later.
Let me share the screen. Someone explain to me how these, because I don't always understand this.
The void is just an accounting trick, right?
Well, he's got void. He has void
matter.
dollars until 2029.
Yeah, but that's just how they put it on the cap. He still gets that money. He doesn't have to wait because that's like probably his signing bonus that they spread out over.
Exactly. That would have been a signing bonus. Spread,
he probably got that
he would have already received those funds.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, if you give him, if you say like, let's do $12 million a salary a year, and then we're also going to give you like a $12 million, $13 million signing bonus, and we're going to spread that out, or whatever. Like, aren't you just doing that if you're Jennings? Like, you're 28, you're getting $13 million like today, and then you're going to get paid basically your 2-year deal. You're going to get paid damn near every year for 2 or 3 years. Seems good. I don't know. I think this could get resolved like pretty easily.
Yeah.
So I think in a couple different ways, it's really nothing.
Ultimately, it's just immaterial because like the only thing that could have hurt it, I think, is if he was going to hold out. He's not going to hold out. Obviously, if he got traded, that would matter a lot. But like, I have no reason to believe he's going to get traded. All he said is, "I want to trade," and then they're like, "Oh, and what will you do to do that?" He was like, "Nothing, actually. I'm going to show up at camp." So
yeah, but if you take out his 11 for 145 and 3 game, he was only the wide receiver 44 last year. So if you take out that game,
honestly, Davis, that's bullish. That you could take that out. He's still wide receiver 44.
Like, that's crazy.
That's kind of crazy.
Yeah. Anyway, it just doesn't matter. Like, either he's going to be on the 49ers. He's not going to hold out, so they're not going to trade him. He's not going to hold out, so he's going to play. And then he's either going to play for the 49ers on this contract, or he's going to play for the 49ers on a slightly revised contract. And I think either of those are totally fine.
None other than Davis Maddock started McCaffrey, St. Brown in Pros versus Joes last night from the one.
The team was so good. That team, I normally leave those drafts being like, well, that's not gonna be any good. But the one I drafted last night, I was like, wow, this is a shipper. Although I did get sniped on Harold Fannin and Aronde Gadsden, which just feels impossible. How do you in a boomer room? How do you not get either of those guys? Truly, seems insane. But was not able.
ML has a comp for Jennings, which is his 3-year-old being mad as he has to go to bed, but he still goes to
bed. still go to bed,
buddy. Can he sign his name yet? You can. I'm officially mad about going.
I'm officially mad. I have to go to bed.
There are a couple of other interesting contract situations in the league. Reports today that James Cook will be in Buffalo tomorrow for the first day of Bills camp, but it remains to be seen whether he'll participate.
He did. He signed the officially mad sheet.
He's thought about it. And McLaurin really of these has the most leverage. I mean, how do you, if you're Washington, not give Terry McLaurin to Jaden Daniels going into year 2 on that team?
I wouldn't want to give 30-year-old Terry McLaurin the deal he wants, but they're going to have to do it. Yeah, they're going to have to do it.
It's a situation where, like, it's like if in a vacuum, I would be like, what is a fair contract for both sides for turning 30 Terry McLaurin? And I would say it's probably like 2 years with an additional fake year at like $24 million.
Yeah, that sounds
but then it's like, how much money would I be willing to overpay Terry McLaurin, knowing it's an overpay where that's still better than being stuck in July with no Terry McLaurin and like no alternative way to replace him? It's like, I'd probably just give him $30 million.
Agreed. Yeah.
That's where I'm at. I mean, they keep bringing in, like, they did the thing last year where they got these like older veterans to like fill gaps, and it like worked. Like Zach Ertz, it's like, okay. But then they're doing that again. And I don't know. They're building this like weirdly old team around Jaden Daniels, which I don't think is smart, but whatever. Like, hopefully it works. I would love to see Daniels have an awesome season. So hopefully everybody stays healthy. It works. They crush. But I find it odd if that's like kind of where you're at, that you'd kind of be like, we can't pay Terry McLaurin. Like, Terry McLaurin is a huge part of the current plan. Like there's no succession plan for Terry McLaurin. Like you're going to have to spend like a first round pick on a receiver, or at least a second, if you want to have anyone who can replace Terry next year. So I don't know. I mean, this one does concern me like a tiny bit more because McLaurin seems like very pissed off, and is down to hold out and stuff. So this isn't just like him being officially mad. Like he's willing to do something with that anger. I don't think it's like a huge deal yet. He's like, he knows the offense, he'll be fine. But I don't know. At a certain point, it would start to make me nervous because he's got to get paid. This is the last year of his deal. He's 30. It probably matters quite a bit. Like he can probably get a better deal from the Commanders by like a decent amount than he'd be able to get on the open market, actually, because he hits the open market at 31 and the Commanders are letting him walk. He's not getting as big a deal as he could get right now.
No chance.
This one could easily take more than a month.
Leverage well.
This one could easily take a while because of his age. They're not gonna play him in the preseason anyway. So July 22nd, what happens to his ADP if we're still here in a month and there's no movement?
It'll be lower. I think it'll also be lower because like who's caping for Terry McLaurin? Like there's no, every podcast you listen to prior to the holdout were all like, yeah, Terry McLaurin's overpriced. Terry McLaurin's overpriced. Like I haven't clicked them a single time the entire year. So like,
okay, it might be me then because I can sit there. You can go out of the 11 or the 12. You can go receiver, McLaurin, Daniels. It's
right,
it's
but what if you
pretty
take a
fun.
running back who scored 6 more points per game than Terry McLaurin instead?
It's pretty fun to do the Daniel stack with McLaurin. It is.
What if I just took Daniels, but then I took a player who scores points instead of McLaurin?
That's also fair.
You had this yesterday, Pat, on the stream with Pete. You had that situation yesterday.
Yeah,
I think.
I think that McLaurin, I don't think is going to fall like too much because that stack is just sitting right there. It's going to, I think, kind of keep him pinned to the 3-4 turn unless this situation gets really bad and people are like, yeah, I'm not touching McLaurin.
But if it ever did start to fall, don't you think it could then fall like a ton? Because then like if the Daniels drafters keep getting him in the early to mid 4th, and then if McLaurin ever got to where Daniels is, don't you think he could like then pretty rapidly loop back around into the 5th so that the Daniels drafters are still getting him?
I don't. I mean, I think you're like, I mean, I guess Zay Flowers falls to the late 5th, which feels kind of, I don't know why he falls that far. I'm not like a huge Flowers guy, but in the 5th round, I'm pretty into it. But like, I don't know. I mean, I think McLaurin is probably just a better pick than you think he is. He's not an incredible pick, but like the idea that you would take like DK Metcalf over Terry McLaurin, like why?
Well, I don't take him either. There's a lot of players I've never drafted.
Okay. Yeah.
Ridley.
But I mean, Metcalf's very firmly at the 4 or 5 turn. I don't think McLaurin would. Like Ridley, you're taking Ridley over McLaurin?
No, God, no.
No, he's just on Jacob's list of guys he never sees their names on.
Why are we just naming players I've never drafted?
Well, I'm naming guys that are going in the 5th round.
You don't believe.
Well, I don't have him. I mean, to be fair, I don't have him ranked in the 5th. Where do I actually have him ranked? I have him ranked at 40, which is getting closer and closer to his ADP, I guess. So players I have ranked ahead of him that preclude me from ever drafting him mostly include Xavier Worthy, Tat McMillan. While Marion Hampton, I now have at 30, and I would move him up higher if I needed to. Breece Hall, I've been clicking over McLaurin the entire year. Mike Evans, I prefer over Terry McLaurin.
DJ Moore?
DJ Moore does not exist.
Not on your list.
In like the mid 6th. I think DJ Moore is like the worst click by like several tiers in all of Best Ball Mania. I can't imagine ever him showing up on my queue. I would rather take Rome Odunze straight up. I would rather take Rome Odunze straight up, and he goes 2 rounds later. And I don't even like
You're the slap king. This man, other people try and slap. This dude is the king. I promise you, man, you're not out slapping Jacob Sanderson in 2025.
Don't even try. if you're an aspiring slapper,
watch the all 22 and show me one route where he beat someone more than 5 yards downfield. It's terrible.
All right,
Can you show me the Rome? Can you show me the Rome ones too?
No, he sucks too. I'm just saying I'd rather take him than Moore. They all suck.
Too. He's going in the 5th round. He sucks too.
Yeah, I don't draft him either. I got 2% Rome. I got 0% Moore. I take Trevion Henderson and Chris Olave there.
One of the guys in my Discord last night posted.
I don't know why we all think the Bears are going to be good. All their players suck.
Luther Burden, baby.
All their players.
Luther Burden. Him I like. Luther Burden I like. That I'll tell you.
Let's go.
Yeah. Slap it up.
One of the guys in my Discord.
I'm scooping the dipparino and Burden.
Posted a team last night.
The dipparino. That's like an 11-layer dipparino for me.
An 11-layer dipparino.
This show has 11 layers.
I went to the grocery store.
Everyone's talking over each other. You have to concentrate to hear Davis's point about the Discord.
You got to let me share this because I immediately thought of Jacob. One of the guys posted a team last night. He's like, "Oh, I did this robust running back start, and it is the slappiest shit you could ever imagine." I immediately thought of Jacob. This is what a slappy thinks a robust running back team should look like. It's Devin Achane as your running back one. Yeah. We've got Amarian Hampton, RJ Harvey, and Trevion Henderson. Dude. This is what a slappy thinks is a robust running back. So I mean, I was like, this is a terminal case of slapness. They're like you go to the doctor and they just say, we'll make you as comfortable as we can. You know?
I went on Pete's show yesterday. We did the Q&A 5 things, and we drafted a team.
Yeah.
Guess how many rookies we drafted on the team yesterday?
11.
11. Yeah.
It was 10. The number
10.
Was 10.
Okay. Nice. Yeah.
And we drafted basically this team. We took Genty in the 2nd, Hampton in the 3rd, Henderson in the 5th. We literally we drafted 100% rookie running backs. Our running back room was Genty, Hampton, Henderson, Tootin, and Sampson.
I think you can kind of do that with Hampton and Genty. Like the early season stuff's pretty good there.
If you show this team to a boomer, they're having a heart attack. You're having to go back to the slap doctor to revive the guy who just had a heart attack.
Yes. That's like you can tell if someone's a slappy because you inject that. This to me looks like the adrenaline that gets injected into the heart in Pulp Fiction. Yes. It's a heart restarter for a slappy, but it's a heart stopper for a boomer. So this really tells you where you're at on the slappy boomer scale.
This is like the exploding brain meme. It's like Devin Achane, Amarian Hampton, RJ Harvey,
Trevion Henderson's actually the running back one of this team.
Yeah.
Vince McMahon, the Vince McMahon.
Yeah, it's the Vince McMahon.
Yeah. 100%.
Jacob and I tried to define slappy last week for anybody who's feeling a little bit behind the times. So last week's episode, before the technical errors arose.
You know it when you see it.
Davis, did you appreciate the Seals metaphor?
I got to be honest. Based on the reviews of last week's show, I did not listen.
Yeah, my definition of slappy was when seals they slap each other.
Of course.
So I told a story about going to Victoria where there used to be an area where you could feed the seals in the bay, but you were no longer allowed to do that because they would look up waiting for food for so much of the day that they all went blind. And to me, that is what a slappy is. It's just sitting in the ocean, slapping themselves, staring at the sun until they go blind.
Oh my God, dude.
That is the gnarliest story I have ever heard.
Jesus.
I really thought you'd appreciate that one.
For the people watching, are we the sun? Like, are you saying it's...
No.
We're both the sun and the seal. No, we are the sun and the seal.
We're the people going, we know this year's Bucky Irving. We're going to draft this year's Bucky Irving. Actually, that's him.
You know what we are? We're the ones feeding the seals. We're throwing the bread at the seals while the seals die of blindness.
No, man.
We're
the
a couple seals who got balloons. We're up in the air, but we're also just looking at the sun. But they're looking at us and the sun. So we're also going to go blind.
That was well done, Pat. By the way, that was well done how you did that.
Yeah, we might be on a hill. We might have. You can see us and the sun.
Saquon is the sun.
Saquon is the sun.
Yeah.
So damn accurate. hey, at least we're eating the fish, huh? At least we're eating the fish.
That's what they're saying.
That's true.
That's what they're saying.
Yeah.
Anybody else you guys want to talk about here? Davis, you wrote about Stefon Diggs, how you like his value, right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think there's anything you can do to fight it at this case. It was so baked in to his average draft position that he would miss time, that I think if we Men in Black mind erased ourselves and just started redrafting, I think he'd be going next to like Calvin Ridley. So I moved him up to the 6-7 turn where Golden, Reed, those guys are going. And frankly, I think that will end up being low. I think that I bet his ADP will actually move past that spot. So I think he was a 3rd round pick last year. He played fine. Like, he got good fantasy stats, but his peripheral stuff was okay. Mm-hmm. But that was with Tank Dell and Nico Collins. Now his competition, as we covered in the first 15 minutes of the show, is like Jalen Polk, Kyle Williams, Demario Douglas, Hunter Henry, who's never topped 700 yards, Kayshon Boutte, Austin Hooper. Nothing to write home about.
And he's ready.
He's not on the
ready
slide.
to go.
We think he's ready.
Yeah, I moved Diggs up on the. The recovery has been better than you would have expected, so that's awesome. But he's still turning 32 in November.
That is true.
He fell off with the Bills. They got rid of him. He was playing this like slot role for the Texans, which is, pretty like, hey, you don't really do what you used to do, but we can still get some value out of you type of stuff. And then he tears his ACL and he goes to the Patriots, which is like the one spot where we can confidently project volume for him because of the competition's so bad. But what if Diggs is washed? Like, he might just be straight up washed. He tore his ACL at 31 years old,
Yeah.
So I guess I'm still like a little bit, and I want to be, I want to be in on Stefon Diggs as it sets up Drake May, so I have a pretty strong incentive here to be bullish. We're like a little ahead of ADP, but I want to keep it like, I don't want to get too over my skis on Diggs here, with the positive news about his recovery, because it's not just about the recovery; it's about like how effective he is once he's out there on the field, and we just aren't going to know that.
First time Corain has tried to not get over his skis.
Williams played in week 1 post ACL.
Right,
that went well. I also moved up Diggs though, mostly because if you can give me a justifiable reason to draft more Drake May, that works well for me. So I moved Diggs up a little bit. I moved him up a couple of spots. I moved him ahead of who did I move him ahead of? I moved him ahead of Debo and Jacoby Myers.
You also have what? You have Golden in that range. You have Jaden Reed.
Yeah, I have Golden Reed still ahead of Diggs. I have Downs behind those guys because of his ADP. I would probably move him ahead of all of them if it was necessary. I have that, like, I have Reed, then Monty, then Caleb Johnson, Jerry Jeudy, Matthew Golden, Stefon Diggs, then Myers, then Debo, then Downs.
Okay. Last call. Are we there?
Well, I need to just say one thing.
Please.
The underdogs community's ability to not price things in when you think they're priced in, absolutely undefeated, 160-0. Jordan Addison, we have all known the entire year that Jordan Addison was going to get a court date. He has not even been suspended yet. If anything, it is more likely now that he will get under 3 games than it was 2 weeks ago, because he was able to work out this plea deal. And yet, Jordan Addison is still on the Fallers list. It is just like, it is incomprehensible to me how this happens, but it is also extremely predictable. I remember I was getting in a fight with, I think it was Ryan Heath when we did a best ball stream. And I was like, I haven't taken that much Addison, even though I think he's fine at his current price because he's going to fall. And he was like, no, it's priced in. It's priced in. Nothing is
never priced in, man. It's never priced. It's never once been priced in.
Literally not once.
Because even if it makes priced in, then it'll just get double priced in later.
Well, yeah, and it makes sense because it's different people. Like maybe it was priced in. Like everyone you were drafting against a month ago was all properly calibrating that Jordan Addison is going to be suspended, and they didn't care. They're like, yeah, I think he's still a good pick here. But new people are going to come in. They're like, Jordan Addison's suspended, so I can't be taking him. So there's just it's never ever priced in. I don't know. Maybe like eventually, maybe 10 years from now, this market will start recognizing that stuff was already accounted for in these ADPs, but we're not really close right now. I would like to see it happen one time.
The other issue is I think that we do this thing where it's like anticipatory drafting, where you don't want to be the one catching the faller. So now people are like, well, Jordan Addison's going to fall, so I don't want to draft him because I'll wait until the fall is done. And so everybody is kind of just like waiting to see where he falls to, instead of just drafting off of their rankings. So it's and I also do that. So it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy.
No, that's true as well. Are we doing last call this week?
All right. Did you see Chad Candle's new seals who still have vision show up?
Yeah, that's what it is. That is what it is. Yeah, and like
why
if you're
wouldn't
new,
we do last call?
That's what I'm wondering.
Because I got a cease and desist from Jacob over this Dylan Sampson trade.
God.
The trade.
Yeah, that was just.
I thought it was because you have Efton Chisholm again on your tight ends board here for some reason.
God, that was painful.
Oh, I get
Efton Chisholm. Well,
I'm gonna take an Efton Chisholm replacement.
I'm ready. If
do
you
I
guys
get tight end
not.
eligibility? Maybe I won't.
I doubt it.
I know who I want.
All right, you guys go ahead.
All right, I will take Jalen Royals.
Yep. All right.
Back to the drawing board for the Kansas City Chiefs. I mean, by the time we get done with this, I'm gonna have every ninth string Chiefs player. I'll probably take Carson Steele at some point.
Well, you're welcome.
Is that who you were going to take?
Absolutely.
Did you take Royals? Sorry, you took Royals?
Yeah, I took Jalen Royals.
All I heard was Carson Steele, and I was like, that couldn't have been who you picked, but maybe you took a different.
I mean, Shope, do you want me to give you an actual good pick? I just took a bit pick. Do you want me to give you the stone nut pick this week?
No.
Okay. No. All right. I won't. I'll see if the other guys take it. If not, I'm going to save it for myself for next week.
I'm so tilted at what happened to me on the Sampson trade. Like, just incredibly bad timing on that. It really hurt.
It really was.
Well, honestly, it's good for the game because otherwise,
I like for 2 seconds, I had the best pick of the entire draft, and my team would have been unstoppable.
I mean, you're already gonna win, I think, pretty clearly. So.
Your team is great. Your team is great.
Pat, unfortunately, does only have one quarterback, so
I'll take Keenan Allen.
Points better get you far.
Oh, that's a good one.
That's a fun one.
200.2.
Yeah, strong.
200.8. Keenan Allen. What happens there? Anything? At some point, yes, still, right? Jacob and his Amari Cooper pick. At some point, these guys show up somewhere.
I don't think Amari Cooper's showing up. I think I'm eating a 0 on that one.
I'm
you up on that.
I'll take Dalton Schultz. 200.6.
Okay, that was not the correct tight end to take, and I'm surprised to see.
Well, I also have Efton Chisholm, so I can also take. Oh no, he's.
I know. Well, isn't he taken? The guy I'm thinking of, yeah, that can't be.
Yeah.
Davis is thinking of. He already has him. Arroyo.
Davis already has the guy he thinks was the nuts, which is
no.
He has the guy I thought he was thinking of.
That would have been the nut pick had I not already taken, but there's a second nuts available that no one took, which is fine.
Well, I haven't picked yet. Does anyone else still have more picks?
I have a Chisholm replacement, right? Are we doing?
Okay, yeah, you can replace Chisholm.
Yeah, okay.
Go for it.
All right, I'll take. I'm trying to pick the guy that Davis wants, but he already has.
I assume he means Barner, but I don't think he's actually that good of a pick.
Correct.
Gadsden
AJ Barner
was the guy I thought you meant after I thought it was.
Stay woke. Stay woke. I do know how to pick the shitter tight ends.
You do. All right.
Fresh off being sniped on Harold Fannin.
I couldn't believe it
last night. I'll be on tonight, by the way, 10 o'clock. Take my turn.
All right,
with
there
Adam
we go.
Krautwurst from the one, which I hate.
Yeah, one is not great.
Is no one taking Ollie Gordon?
No one has taken Ollie Gordon.
He's yours.
All right, Ollie Gordon, come on down.
Did everybody go? Jacob didn't go.
I haven't gone yet. I think I'm going to need some reinforcements in the wide receiver room because Amari Cooper might not be on an NFL team.
Did you see that picture of him going around the internet today?
Probably get himself removed from his NFL team. No, there's a picture of Amari Cooper.
Unless it was a fake picture. Let me try and
doing what?
I mean, is this? I can't tell if this is a real picture. Maybe it's not. I'm not going to share this because it's AI. It's AI. Never mind. Disregard. I got fished. It was fake. It was fake. Yep.
All right. After that interlude. All right, Lord forgive me. It's time to go back to the old me. I will take Dontavian Wicks. I will light the candle.
Wow.
The dude, he's just doing bits now. He's just like, if they're going to tell me I'm the king of the slaps, I'm going to slap even harder.
What is more king of the slaps than Dontavian Wicks?
Literally.
My team is not very slappy. I have Nick Chubb, Amari Cooper, Deontay Johnson, and Miles Sanders on my team. And Tyler Conklin, Cole Kmet.
Wicks, obviously a good pick. Just no disputing it.
Wicks is the blindest seal off. Barely alive.
He is literally the blindest seal.
Oh my god.
Blindest. All right. Davis, Swolecast?
Yeah, Swolecast, and then still need to fill some spots in a Beat Davis Matic League. $350, $250,000 to first place. I'm streaming that with Nate Noling, half of the Gilcast at 3 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Central. You guys all think I'm so bad at fantasy football. Here's your chance. You could literally sign up right now to go and beat me. So 3 p.m. East, 2 p.m. Central. Please
NFFC.
Correct.
I did a Beat Mike Shope League, and then someone did. So that was unfortunate.
that is
hey man,
how that happens.
What's that about?
People thought that was actually supposed to be the plan, and someone executed it.
That isn't that great.
Pat, you're back home. What's on tap?
Michael Dubner just had an article out this morning on Legendary Upside, looking at the Best Ball Mania structure and kind of dialing in like the way to attack, week 17 versus 16 versus advance rate based on this year's payout structure. It's an interesting look at that. Week 17 is still mostly all that matters, but a fun read. I had an article on DraftKings, 5 guys that I'm drafting a ton of over there. Luther Burden and Bashal Tootin lead the list, but that was a fun one. That's a free article if you want to check that out. If you want to check out the Sidekick, you can get a $20 bonus ticket to DraftKings flagship contest. LegendaryUpside.com/perks if you want to check more of that out, and you can check out the Sidekick at LegendaryUpside.com/sidekick.
Very cool. Jacob?
First, I have a request for Lenars to, by next week, have an image of Dontavian Wicks' face superimposed onto a seal doing the little kid that can't catch the ball. With his, seal ball.
That'll go triple platinum in the Ship Chasing Discord.
I have a
27 Roger post.
We need the blind wraparound sunglasses on the seal as well.
Yeah. The kid that can't catch the beach ball, but as a seal, but with Wicks' face and with blind sunglasses. Lenars, that will be the greatest work you ever do if you could do that.
I bet he was already working on it.
I'm not sure when Zach finds time, but I'm hoping your boss is really cool, but that they see that. They see you putting the finishing touches on the sunglasses on Wicks. What in God's name are you working on?
Can you highlight this comment about Jahan Dotson because I just want to point out that Slappy is a spectrum, right? There are the left wing Slappies, but then there are also these people. Jahan Dotson, still wide receiver 3 for the Eagles, and now gets full training camp with the team. He was the wide receiver 3 for the Eagles last year.
Yeah. Now you have to say, like, Davis is dialed in, identifying this comment as right wing Slappy. The username is Kiss My Third Leg. But it doesn't get much more right wing Slappy than that.
Dialed in.
Tripod.
Yeah.
It
just a reminder that slappiness exists on a spectrum.
For sure. He's also reminding us that Devontae Walker killed spring training this year.
This feels a little left wing Slappy.
I was going to say because I mean, Jacob, horseshoe theory, right? You go further enough, you go far enough right, it comes all the way back around.
Wow.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's a horseshoe Slappy.
He's a horseshoe Slappy. Duality of third leg.
Oh man, he's doing a 3-leg Slappy parlay.
Duality of third leg.
That's funny.
All right. Thinking about thinking, I have redraft rankings now in addition to best ball rankings, of course, fantasy rankings. I had a piece up last week on all these different news situations and the power of inertia, I think, to affect several of those. We'll have more stuff coming out. And then as the calendar gets closer and closer to August, I'll have the preseason Hitchhiker's Guide up, going backfield by backfield. And excited for that. And I'll see you guys next week.
Okay, thanks everybody. I'll be on the Odyssey app as usual. WGR in Buffalo, 3 to 7 weekday afternoons. A lot of news with not just the Bills, of course, but all over the league, as we've talked about here for a couple of hours. Thanks, and we'll see you next Tuesday.